Anyways, welcome guys. Welcome to the last class in 2020. I almost said 2015 in 2024 on the free Canva classes. I make these classes once every month. I intend them to be free for as long as they can be. I'm not going to be charging for them, and I'm going to be making them every month, even in next year also. So you can watch out. I hope that at the end of this class, I may decide what the next class will look like. But in the time being, what we have today is this cool stuff. I'm sure everyone has seen this, and that is why you are here. And you want to learn how this was made. So this was entirely made in Canva. For some strange reason, when I went back to look at my initial design from some years back, I realized that some images are missing. I've reloaded it a number of times, it's still showing this way. But albeit nothing spoiled. So I would like to show you that this is actually a professional. There's this suffering that Canva suffers in the hand of, should I say, so-called professional artists, if I can put it that way. How that they think it's a tool for people who are not pros, and so they diss it a lot. But this is my portfolio on Behance, and here are the works I've done with Behance that I've showcased on Behance, and this is one of the works also. So if you click on it, if I click on it now, we can scroll through and see me walking you through the idea of how it was done. This is the can themselves in different varieties. This is the logo of how I achieved LOUD. I abstracted it into this form. I made a pattern out of it. I did a GIF. The GIF is a short video that just repeats itself consistently, just overlapping pictures. How I also did a variety of idea of each of the flavors, 6 of them or 5 of them. Then the back side of the cans. Then I now highlighted each of them, as you can see here. Then I put it in a use case on a billboard, and that's it. So I'm going to go back to Canva because that's what we are here for today. So like I said, some files were missing here for some reason, but this was the design I did. So I'm going to copy this, just say Control A, Control C, and we're going to start a new Canva file. Let's go here, file, and the new design. So in this design, I would like us to work with presentation. Let me just do the sizing, 90, 20 by 10, 80. Create a new design. Bring that up here. Okay, it's up already. Please confirm that you can see a blank white page.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, we can see it.
Okay. Give me a second. I'm having a second thought about taking screenshots. Since we have about 20 people now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, so let me just take a screenshot again. And this will be the link. Hope I don't change my words again. So I'll scroll up and then Shift 5 again. Screenshot. This time I'll put these ones in this group in Telegram so that I don't mix it up. Okay. So I'll be referencing that when I'm doing it. Okay, so yeah, here we are. Okay. I'm going to paste what I've copied. I write, and I did Control V already. I have to be patient a little bit. Or you know what? So that we don't waste time, I'm going to close this. Let's work in the file that I already had. I'll make a duplicate of it. Then we'll step by step. So I'm going to do file, make a copy. Where's the copy? Okay. So I've made a copy. I'll make this a full screen. Yeah. So I'll just rename this to tutorial cloud design. Okay. So this is how we're going to go. I'm going to try moving some things away so that we can have space right under it and be seeing what we're doing. I hope that makes sense. So let me just create a blank page here and move this up. Move it up again. I think it's fine where it is. So now we're going to do, so that we take it easy, we're going to deal with how this was done. First of all, that's our primary assignment before we then begin to look at how other things that follow it. But to do this, you have to start with this basic idea. So I'm going to copy this and come to the blank page we created. Let me get rid of this line and paste. And how do we get this done? This is a logo that is trying to abstract the word LOUD. Let me copy this also and paste here. Okay, there's no need actually. So we're going to start by going to shapes. In previous classes, I think I must have mentioned that how I get my shapes done. So for the circle, which is the O here, I press C, and immediately I see a circle in my screen. I'm going to reduce that and then bring it up. I'm going to duplicate this so that I can work fast. I know I have 4 shapes to work with, and there is a reason why I'm doing that. I want to show you a trick, very neat trick. So I've duplicated this 3. Let me duplicate one more. I need 4 shapes. So I'm going to click on this shape, and I'm going to click on edit. So rather than going to look for the shape one by one, I'm going to look at what is the closest shape to this. I'm going to scroll down and looking for this shape, which is this also inverted. So I'll click on this and I can stretch this as I want. So I'll do that for this also. I'm going to change it to this also, and I'll reduce the length of that also. And then the D is still this, but it's now facing the other way. Okay, so we have that already done, and I'll keep it about the same size. Yeah. So here it is rather. We have gotten our logo done, but we need to get it to be outlined. So I'm going to come up here, and instead of giving it a fill, I'll remove the fill. It's still there selected, but no outline color. So I'll come to this outline, increase the border outline a little bit to my taste. I think this is about right. And I'll come and begin to change the colors. For creativity's sake, I may not necessarily work with the colors that I work with here. I may choose to, but I may not necessarily do that. So I'm going to come to the outline and then click colors, and then click this one also to give it another color. Click this one to give it another color. I like to use colors that will stand out on white. Give this another color also. So I think I need to increase this a little bit. So to be sure of the spacing in between these, I'm going to do something also. I'll select all of this. I'll go to position, and I'll say space evenly vertically. It spaces it for me. And I'm going to also say align it to the left, and it does that for me. Okay, so that's that. Now, however, we have done this, but if we begin to move this around, watch what is happening to it. Can you see? Can anybody see what is happening to it?
I can see, sir.
Yeah. It's distorting it. Yeah, everything is moving together here, but it's distorting it. It wasn't what we had when it was like this. So to keep it that way, that like what is happening here now, it doesn't change. It doesn't change. To keep it this way, I'm going to download it so that we can begin to work with it. And I'm downloading it in SVG such that when it is downloaded, it is also not changing the size. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Let me put this on a page where it will sit in the center. So I'll just do canva.new. That's my shortest. That's my shortcut to getting a new document done. So I've copied this. Coming back to that new one I just created. I'm going to delete this and paste. Ctrl V. So I'm going to leave it here. Now, if I scale it up, can you see what is happening? The same issue we're having when we scale it down. It's either becoming too thin when you scale it up or too thick when you scale it down. So I'm going to come back here, selecting everything together and increase the width to my taste again. I think this should be good. Something like this should be good. So why I'm putting it in the square is because I want it to be something I can carry around without too much space around it. So I'll go straight to share, go to download and choose PNG. I can increase this PNG to about this size and make sure that transparent background is turned on. And I'll download it. But for the sake of what I said, I want to change color. I'm going to use PNG. I'll use SVG. I'll go to SVG, transparent background, and download. Wait for the download to be done. So yes, that's it. So I'll go back to my work, primary work. I would come to upload and I'll upload file. From upload file, this is my SVG waiting for me. I'll then upload it back. So if I click this now, I can get rid of this window. If I bring this in already, I can delete these ones. Can you see? If I scale this up or scale this down, it doesn't change anything. It just stays the way it is. And ideally, it should be able to give me, I don't know why that's not showing. Canva can be that fun sometimes. I'm supposed to see these 4 colors up here as I click on it. Sometimes when you're working, it may show up. So I'll trim it by clicking crop so that I don't have unnecessary excess spaces around it. That way I took it into the square before I did this. So now that I have this, I'll scale it down. Let's go back up. What's remaining? We want to create a pattern out of what we've created, which is this. Okay. So this time, our pattern will be a little bit different. I'm going to do this. Let me zoom close. The last time I told you how to duplicate fast, you can hold your Alt and bring it to the next place and release your click, and then continue with Ctrl D, Ctrl D, Ctrl D, Ctrl D. Select that again, bring it under, dropping it with your Alt, and then Ctrl D again, and you're creating the pattern already. So I'm not going to announce the gift until the class is over. I need you to stay. I can also come here and try and rotate this. I don't think that will work. I don't think that will work. I think we should just work with it like this. I think we should work with it like this. So this is our pattern for the logo that we have created. We're making progress. Next thing will be we've done this logo, we've done the pattern. Want to go on to, we'll come to this. This one is much later. I want to go on to be able to do this can. So now to do this can, I'll need you to see what it is made up of first of all. So there's a sweaty layer over this, and I can move that away. And this is the can itself. Now the can has a design around it. There's a pattern in the background. There is what we have here, and then there is the highlighted, I mean, the major color of the variant of the drink that's highlighted in the drink can here, just like you see it at the back. Also, you know that this is the blue, this is the orange, this is the green, this is the red, and they represent different fruits. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this and come up to our work area. I need to get rid of these lines. I don't need them. I just zoom out. Okay, and I'll paste it here. So I'm going to reduce this size a little bit so that I can work side by side. Before I go too far, I'm going to take this pattern that I've created. I'll copy it to that other page. Sorry, excuse me. Where we created this from, I'll add a new page. I'll paste it. I'll increase the size to fill the page. We'll need this later. I'll increase it to fill the page. I can group it. And I'll go to download it as PNG now. Transparent background. And I'm downloading only page 2. Done. Download. So when I shut down, we download. Let's go back to our work. Okay. So now we want to design what this front looks like. So we can take one of these, make a duplicate of it, bring it down here. Next would be to create a rectangle. The shortcut for creating a rectangle in Canva is, or the closest to a rectangle in Canva is to press the S on your keyboard. Sorry. I said S, I meant R. Pressing R on your keyboard, so it gives you a square. So then you can stretch it to be a long rectangle. You can right click on this and say layer, send to back. So it's behind this. You're going to have to use a color that will let the other colors on it show. So let's use a bright, sorry, clicking on the wrong thing. I'll click a bright green. Okay, that doesn't work either because of the hue. I'll click on this color. Okay, let's use this color. Okay, so we'll increase the size a little bit. Then we'll begin to look for, let me zoom close for your ease of viewing. By the way, everything I'm doing here is very possible on your phone. It's just about knowing how to create a square, how to create these shapes, how to create these ones that I'm doing. It may take you more time, definitely, but it is very, very possible. So we're going to get, somebody suggest a fruit to me, maybe on the group. Suggest a fruit to me.
Orange.
Apple, orange, yeah. Okay. The person who spoke first said orange. So let's look for oranges. That's the beautiful thing about Canva, you know. Everything you need is within it. It's just about knowing what to do and how to do it. So I'm going to go to elements, type. Before I type, I think I would like to go to graphics and I'll type the word orange. So I'm looking for oranges that are realistic and that look like they are sliced and sitting by each other. I would have gone with this, but no. No. Okay, yes, this is good. So I've clicked that and bring it in. I can still go back if I can still get another one, maybe a slight one. I think I saw some of those up there. Yeah, this can reduce the size of that. Yeah, I think this should work fine for the sake of our example. And what we're trying to do is to make them go through. Let me zoom close to this. We want to make it look as though they went through the L and overlapped like the guava is doing here. Then zoom back out. Definitely have to reduce the size. this one too. Somewhere I'm not feeling okay with this. It's looking too flat. Let me put another orange. Let's say slices. In fact, I'm doing away with this one altogether. I've seen something I love. Nah. It's not looking like I thought. It's not looking like I thought. No, this is looking like a painting. I'm looking for something that looks close to photoreality, or photorealistic rather. Okay, where are you? Okay, should we switch it up and take a fruit that we already see looks like what we need? Because it's looking like this orange will take us a while, and I don't want us to waste time. Okay, maybe I'll go with this. It's not just looking, it's not giving me that real feel. That's my problem. That's my problem with it. There's the pineapple. There's the pineapple. So here, bringing the pineapple here, and good enough. The yellow also features in our background. So I'm going to make a duplicate of this. I'll put the background behind everything. The logo is next, then the pineapple. So I'm going to make a duplicate of this. By duplicating this, then I'll move it over. And I'll use my crop tool here to crop about this way. I may still have to come back, but for now. So I'm trying to make it look like the fruit went through. So I'll go back. Okay, I think I duplicated the wrong thing. So let's send this to the back, this to the back. I'll go to position, go to layers. I'm going to bring the pineapple here, right in front of this logo, and it's behind, and it's in front of the yellow background. So I'm going to make a duplicate of the pineapple and align it to the same spot. Take this up a little bit, and like this. So it looks like the pineapple is behind, and then it went through the text in some way. Okay. I'd like to make a little bit of change to this logo for visibility sake, this green here. So I'm going to double click it. I'm sorry, I'm just going to click it. I'm going to go to edit, and I'll see what I can do on adjust. I'm going to change the green color by clicking this green and changing the hue. Yes. I think this is fine. You can increase the intensity of that color. Yes. So I think I'm fine. It's not visible that way. Then I can continue to do what I was doing, which is this. I'm going to reduce the size of this pineapple. But to do that, if I do that alone with just this one, I'm going to lose out this other one. So I want to do, and I'll select this one on top, and then hold shift and select the one behind, and I'll reduce the size a little bit. I can bring it down. I can look for another pineapple, bring it in. All these non-realistic pineapples, where are they coming from? Let me bring it down. Okay, I think this is close. I don't want to block off the essence of the work, so I may just have to put this pineapple here. I can select everything, minus the background, move it to the center. If you have any questions or anything, you can either pause me and ask the question, or drop it in the group as a question. Okay. So I'm going to sharpen this color. I'm not too impressed by the color this pineapple came in. This one on top. It's not as bright as what we have in the background. So I'm going to edit this, go to adjust, and go to the, what's that called now? Saturation. Yes, I'm going to increase the saturation. So I have it as bright as I want. And I'm going to go to the contrast also and increase that a little bit. Then I think I want to work on the yellow to be a bit deeper. Yep, I think I'm fine. So I'll continue with the work. Let me zoom out a bit. Okay, I think we're getting there. Then next thing will be, we want to now write the name. So pressing T gives you the shortcut to in CANVA. So I'm going to press T. The text is here. I'll bring it down. Zoom close. We're going to call this loud. Sorry. Pine. Let me make it double line so for visibility sake. Pineapple. I'll put it here. And I can duplicate this and say 50 CL. Can reduce the boldness of that. Align it to the center. Okay, so I'm going to reduce the intensity of this because as this is getting together, there's too much chaos happening there color wise. So I'll take my time to look for a color that works. Yeah, maybe something like this, a bit of yellow. I think this is much easier on the eye. So I'm going to change this color also to match this wood, and I'll reduce the size of this 50 CL. So when you can do the front, you can also do the back. I mean, what I mean by that is the same skill you're learning now to do this front side is what you will use if you want to eventually do the back side. So we have this ready, and we're going to copy everything here. Okay, before we go, let's also add some of these important details up here. So I'm going to make a duplicate of this. There are many ways to make duplicates. For those who were not in previous classes, let me just run through that. To make a duplicate, click on whatever you want to duplicate and press Ctrl D or Command D on your keyboard, depending on which software you're using, or hold on to Option or Alt, depending on whether you're Mac or Windows, and click and drag away, and you make a duplicate that way. So whenever you see me do it fast, it's either of those two methods I'm engaging, or the third option, duplicate by clicking on this duplicate button here. Okay, so I'm going to reduce this one, change the color to something brighter so it stands out a bit. Like I said, we're using this as a guide, not necessarily trying to duplicate exactly what was done. So I'll put this somewhere here. I can make this pineapple, duplicate it also, and use it this way. So that's behind the line. Or I can still reduce it for that. Take this line up. Want to write something here. Sweet fruit drink. Can reduce the size of that. Can reduce the size also. Okay, so we're getting there. Next is we want to overlay all of these that we have done now on top of this text. But before we go there, you will notice that there is a sample of the guava overlapping the green on these two sides. So we can make a copy of our pineapple. Control D or Command D. I'll put it here. Okay, let's change to let's use the one behind so that it doesn't look too much like we're repeating the same thing in front. So I can flip this to look the other way, and I can make a duplicate again and flip this other one to look the other way and bring it up a little bit, reduce the size so everything is breathing. Already we have a design. So I'm going to select all of this. Let me move this away. Select all of this together and group it, then copy. Then I'll go back to that page we created. You can do this within a document, but because we're using this as a base to copy from, that's why I'm working from two documents. So remember, we grouped this. I'm going to now paste what I copied. Ctrl V. So that's it there. I will increase the size and I'll paste it. Move it to the middle. Now, because we have done this with the original color, and there's also a lot of color happening here, it's now distracting. The eyes cannot rest, and we don't want that. We need our eyes to focus on one thing. So what you will do is click on this one in the background. Thank God we've grouped it. You can then click on the edge again, and I'll tell you what I'm clicking on the edge. Let me just make that mistake so that we can all understand why. So let me click away. If I click on this group, notice that there is an highlight on this one. So if I want to now altogether reduce the opacity of everything, watch, only that one that had the highlight around it is getting the reduction. So to avoid that, I'll return it to 100. To avoid that, when I've clicked on it, clicking on the edge, the angle, any of the four corners. So when you click it, see that it doesn't select anyone in particular. Then you can now go to transparency and reduce, and then it will reduce for all. To reduce that for all. Like I said, we're not trying to copy exactly what was done. We're trying to understand how this was done. I would love to see what you guys do with this knowledge afterwards. So I just thought of something different also. I can move this out of the way and change the color of the background. Maybe to a yellow, but that's too much yellow. I'm going to reduce your intensity, something like this. Yeah. Then I'll bring back this to the center. I think I want to reduce the opacity of this a little bit more. Sorry, I made that mistake again. Click on the corner, and then increase the opacity. I think the yellow in the background is not necessary, so I'm going to delete it. And I'll bring this back. And the reason why I'm saying so is because by the time we put it on the bottle, on the can, you can see that this can has a shiny texture to it. So that yellow may come off looking somehow. Anyway, it's up to you when you're working on yours to choose any direction to go. So I'm going to bring back the opacity a little bit. Yeah. And then we're going to download this. Downloading this page too as we can download it as JPEG, doesn't matter. I'll increase the resolution, the size and quality. And I'm going to select only page 2. Done, download. Now this now takes us to how we'll mock it up to look like what we have here. So to do that, we'll just go to this corner here, go to app. I prefer to work with mockup from apps than the other way around. So, there are mockups built into our workspace in Canva, but I particularly like to work with this one. So, coming to apps, scroll down, go to mockups. Then from mockups, we're going to wait for this to load. For mockups, we begin to search for the category of what we're looking for. So this looks like we should find it in packaging. Yeah. Beverage. Yes. And then we can then scroll slowly until we see a can. Okay. So many bottles here. So many bottles here. So the system that makes you, the process that makes you able to do mock-up on a bottle and on a can helps you do on a bottle on anything. So just as we have downloaded our stuff, let's use this. I think it's a bit better than just looking straight. So we're going to use that one, and we're going to select the image we want to use. Now, we don't have an image here, so we'll have to go to upload, and in our download, the image we download, this is it. We download that, and wait for the download. So the upload will be done. Okay, so I'm going to click that and click next. So it applies to our bottle immediately. Now we need to adjust it. I'm going to increase the size. You will notice that it's increase as I increase it on this side, it's cutting it off. So I have to be mindful how I want to position it. This is the center. I think let's save and see. And there we have it. That's our pineapple drink that we just created. So if you're not satisfied for any reason, you can always go back, work on it, change the color, and save it again, bring it in as a mockup. So I'm going to save this mockup because I'm happy with it as it is. I'll say download. So it has downloaded it. We'll go back to that square shape design. Oh, okay, we've closed it. Anyway, we can bring it in here. Doesn't matter. I'll create a new page. And then we'll go to uploads. That which we just downloaded, we have to upload, which is this. It's a PNG. For you to understand what I mean, I'm going to change the color of this background to something, maybe a deep blue. So upload files, mockup, and we'll wait for it. So the beautiful thing about Canva is that while this is uploading, I can actually bring it in. So I'll just click and make it big. You can see that because there's a color behind it, it's transparent and you can see through it. So I can change this color to something that is an accent color to the design. It makes it easy like this for the eye. Okay, let me look for another color. Let's use this one. Let's look for a deeper shade of that. So a little bit deeper. Okay, great. So it's done uploading and it's done here also. I'm going to increase the size of this. I want this color after I went through the mockup is looking duller than when we uploaded it. So we'll go to edit, adjust, and I'm going to increase the saturation. Yeah, it's popping more, much better. And say I want to work on the yellow. Can you see the change it's making for me? It's looking much better than when I first brought it in. I can reduce the brightness, increase the contrast, or increase, I think. Give it some depth with shadow, and we are good. Now, let's go back to what our bottle looks like here. There's something missing. There's a sweaty feel that our bottle doesn't have right now. Our can doesn't have right now. So we'll go to elements. Okay, let me teach you guys a trick also. So I'm going to share one of the gifts, the two gifts for people who will join this class, first 20. One of the gifts is that I'm going to share these files with you. You'll be able to play around it, work with it, do whatever you want. I'll send it as a template. So whenever you open it, it doesn't tamper with what I have here. One trick you can learn by looking at the work is you want to know where this came from. For instance, I can just right click info. If this was gotten from Canva, I'll see the name of the file. I'll see the name of the person who did it. So for instance, I know it's guava fruit. I can click on this guy's link, and on this side it shows. If I now come into the search of that person and I type guava fruit, say graphics, what happened? I'm not saying it. I'm supposed to see this. I'm supposed to see it normally, because it says info. Okay, sliced string guava fruit isolated. Okay. Oh, let me say all. For some strange reason, that's not working for this. However, I think it should work for this. If I right click on this and I go to info, I'll see the name of the file, water drop. I can either type water drop. For that one that didn't work, for instance, I can go to elements myself, that's file name. Can you see? Can you see it? Exactly what we have here is also showing up in the element. I don't know why it's not going through the person's link. That's the ideal way it's supposed to work. So for these water drops now, I'll just type water drop. I'll go to graphics, and I'm looking out for things that are transparent, things that I can see through them. So for our can, we want to bring in this water drop. Let's bring in this other one also and see. I think I prefer this first one. So what you're going to be doing now is to rotate this into place. In fact, as we're working now, I just thought of a better way to actually do this. Rather than bring it in like this and be rotating and cropping, we can as well just export these water drops with the design before we mock it up. So now we have gone this route. Not a bad idea either. I'll crop it so that it doesn't fall off the edge. Now these ones that we have applying of this one that we have that are flying on. Let me see if we can get rid of them with the background remover. Oh no. Sorry. I may have to just crop it all the way down, so the top is not having the same water drops. Then I can then duplicate. Give me a second, please. Okay, so I'm going to make a duplicate of this, reduce the size, bring it here. Just trying to match the size. And I can do the same for this topmost area. Increase it a little bit. Double click so that I can move inside to see the drops, and I can reduce the number of drops here like this, and that way you give the feeling that this drink is sweaty. And increase the size of this. Let's look for a way to present this better. Look at this blur image behind here. I'm going to right click on it, go to info. It says round gradient shadow. Okay, so I'm going to search for round gradient shadow. Okay, so let's look for something close to. Okay, there's this gradient that I normally use. You can change the color of it. I think it's this guy. Not sure. Let me try this one. So, okay, let's try this one. What I'm going to do with it is, I'm not changing the color. I'm going to increase the size and send it to the back. So, position, layers, I'm going to send this behind the bottle, and I'm going to increase this. Let me zoom out. I just want to use it to highlight the bottle. Increasing this, decreasing it a little bit, so that when we come closer, this is what we see. So it looks like it's on the gradient floor. And that, folks, is how you do what you've seen me do. So in the process, we've learned how we overlap this. You can just, if I move this around, sorry, excuse me, let me zoom close. If I move this around, you can see how that I built the shapes of, the fruits on top of it. In this case, I doubled the fruits just like we did up there. And in this case, it was the fruit also that moved front and back. Then same for guava and the orange. So let's try one more thing, which is to add these droplets to the background also. So we went to look for water drops, if I remember very well. Water drops here. And I'll bring them in again. You can put that here. Go to position. There's a water here. I want it to be behind so that it looks like it's fading at this point. Just for this lower part's sake. If I go to full screen, look at how that's presented to you. You want to take this drink because of how it feels and how it looks. So you can take this idea and run with it and do anything you would like to do in your own situation. Seems somebody is saying something. Okay, nobody's saying anything. All right. So, like I said, the idea in which the front is done is the same idea in which the back is done. I will not waste your time because we already spent an hour in showing how the back is done. But basically, we've been able to run through how the pattern is done, how the logo was done, how the pattern was made, how we overlapped these fruits into the shape to give the illusion that they're overlapping each other, how it was mocked up, how we worked on the color to pop, and how we added a glow to the background of it to give it some level of presentation. So you can also work on that for the varieties and then present them in this way. I would really love to see what you guys are doing with all of this knowledge, so that it's not just knowledge that is just known. It's not translating to something actual. So whatever you do, you can tag me on any social media. Everywhere you go, my handle is at the CANVA, whether YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. This is my handle anytime, any day. So with that, I'll leave room for a few questions before I then go into the last two things and then the gift. Any question? Anyone? Any question? If you think there's still something you want to ask, this is the time to ask it. Okay, no question. All right. So thank you guys for coming. I'd like to ask for one favor. Go to YouTube.
Sorry.
And look for. Okay,
Yeah.
you have a question?
Yes.
I have a question. Yeah, I think my question is, so first of all, are we going to get the recording? Because we're not actually going along with you.
Okay, yes, yes, you'll get the recording. I'll share link to my, I'll upload it to my channel so that you can always go there anytime to check it out. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
way we do all the classes. All the classes are recorded and put up on. You
Okay.
see previous classes on my YouTube channel. So on my YouTube, on YouTube, just type in this at the Canva Geek. Let's do it here. Let's go to YouTube. Let's come. Let's type Canva. So this guy, this is the guy. So when you get there, I need you to just click the subscribe button. You'll see subscribe somewhere there. Please subscribe to the channel. It's very important. The class is free. The only thing I ask for is you guys' commitment and subscription to my channel. Thank you very much. So the gift. So the gift is I'm giving out this as what's the word Canva uses as template. Okay, give me a second. Let me just finish. Then you come up with a question. So I'm giving this as a template. I mean, you can always go into it and dismember it, PCC it, do whatever you want with it. I'm sending it to everybody who came as free gift. Then I'm also giving you the opportunity to ask me a question or a design you want me to help you analyze or break down for you in Canva. So you can just look on the group. If your name is on the group, in the screenshot I did, it means you have the opportunity. You were the first in the first 20 people that came, and then you have the opportunity to ask that question. And then in answering that question, I will go ahead and make tutorials where necessary. I know mostly to be necessary. I'll do tutorials for you for free. And that is just a way of introducing my one-on-one classes. So at the moment, I have people who are on the one-on-one class. And in the one-on-one class, I go in depth into all of these things more, even how design is done, understanding design, drawing from my 10-year experience as a designer, over 10 years actually as a designer. I use that in teaching and bringing people from beginner level of designer, graphic designer, to at least confident and employable designer. So that is my gift to you guys for the Christmas. Thank you guys for coming. Who has a question? Can you ask it? Somebody has a question.
It's a question. So I want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
Can I go on? Yeah. Can I ask? I want to ask a question. Can I go on?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I wanted to ask because, like, I lost.
Your network
I
is
lost
breaking. Your network is breaking. Do you
the
want to type your question?
time when you. Okay. Yes. I'm saying that I lost. I lost where you were showing. You were showing the mockups. Side.
Okay, so I have this recorded. I will share the recording. Like I said, you'll find it on my YouTube. All previous classes that were done were also recorded. Just go to my channel, and when you get to YouTube, just type in this at the Canva Geek. Just type in this on YouTube. In another 24 hours, you should find this tutorial also there. Previous ones are also there. Thank you guys on the group. Yeah, it's recorded. Thank you, Jane. Yeah. So then lastly, people have reached out concerning the Canva subscription. Please, if you are interested, you have just between now and the end of the year to chat me up. Just send me a DM on WhatsApp, a direct message on WhatsApp, the number that shared the link to you. Please share it. Send me a DM. Okay. My link on YouTube. Okay, let me just make it easy. I'm pasting it now. Somebody is asking. So that's the link to my channel. Please remember to subscribe. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for coming. I didn't know we could pull this train, and I was thinking we would go on and on and on and on. So basically, that's how all of this is done in Canva. Thank you guys for coming around. See you in the new year. Merry Christmas. For those who are still around, okay, so the one-on-one classes are very detailed. You can reach out to me if you are interested also. And then if you're interested in getting on the Canva theme, I know that people were asking how can they get Canva. I can help you out with that. However, don't expect the fraudulent angle, which is where people do give you Canva for 1,000 naira, 500 naira. I don't do that, please. If that's why you came here, sorry, you came to the wrong place. So I can only help facilitate putting 3 or 4 people together in a team at a little bit of reduced cost when you come up in a team. So like my own account, I run a Canva team account. There are 4 of us on it. So those 4 people, they pay at the end of the year, and then we renew together again by the new year. So that's the way it's going to run. And if you are interested, like I said, between now and the end of the year, to show your seriousness, I know 2 people have reached out to me recently. Please send me a DM on WhatsApp. My number on WhatsApp, I'll drop it here. 08. All right. Okay, so you see it on the Telegram group. Okay. Thank you guys for coming. If there are no questions, we'll see this on YouTube shortly. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay, I'll answer other questions. I can see some questions are still coming in, and I'll answer them. I'll answer them in chat. Great. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.